Before we get stuck into this episode, I want to make a quick shout out to Corey, Tim, Eldon, Zane, Brad, Karen, Errol, and Jermaine. Shout out to you, my whānau. You fellas are the reason how I'm able to keep pumping out these edits, and your support means a hell of a lot to me. Cheers. This video contains hunting scenes that may disturb some people. After battling it through mud and rain, we finally got to our hunting location. We originally had planned to build a camp, but we arrived too late and it was too wet. Luckily, there was an old abandoned house that we took refuge in. This would be our accommodation for the next 3 nights.
I didn't want to have a meal at home. I'm going to wait till I get to the bush. Enjoy a feed in the bloody bush.
Kenneth, come make you a cup of tea?
Yep, I'll have a few cousins. There's our 5-star restaurant, hotel, and bedding for the night. Right, let's do a little bit of a detour of our whare. So a little bit of a detour of our whare. It's my bed that I was sleeping on last night. That's where Papa was sleeping. And that's where Uncle Harry was sleeping. This was the warmest room in the whole place. In the cupboard here we got a few locals that were here before us. As we move into the lounge. Another room in there. It's the Cuddy's bedroom. Harry all geared up. Cuddy. Papa getting geared up. Ready to roll.
Is this your coat or my coat, this one?
I don't know, you can wear it, Papa.
You adjust it for your eyes with the big black with the there. Yeah. So you adjust it for your eyes because that's for mine. Like you adjust it for yours. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's to suit your eye. That's to suit your eye. You adjust it for your blurification. Yep.
See, because now it changes its focus.
Yeah.
So you've still got
to alter it.
With that one,
Yeah, to get to suit your face, to suit your eye.
Yeah. Out here with Uncle Harry. Kia ora, Uncle. And for a bit of a deer stalk up onto a bit of a knob there. Have a look over onto a clearing. And see if Uncle can ping us off a bit of dinner for tonight.
What did you pay for your cut, boy?
We had a quick look at some clearings and there were no animals out, so we made our way back to our home base and got picked up Papa, jumped on the quad and decided to go out and check some other spots. Uncle Harry scored some tracking collars for the dogs, which was pretty awesome. This was my first time using it and he sort of gave me a quick run through, but it didn't take long to pick it up and it was a real handy thing to have. They're good size half-grown ones too, eh?
Right size,
Let's see if we can zoom up on those.
See, there's a track going right up to me.
We've just spotted some half-grown pigs over on the clearing.
Oh, you got your camera thing moving? Yeah, we just. We're inside here.
big pig might be in there somewhere. I'm trying to get a zoom. Couple of deer just popped.
Oh dear. Shit loads of them.
Look at all those deer, Gus.
Leave it now.
Leave it tonight. Look at all those deer.
We got out to some of the locations we wanted to have a look at, and we were pretty stoked to find that there were plenty of animals about, but we were on a pig hunt. We weren't chasing deer on this particular day, so we skipped the deer and decided to head over and try and get the dogs onto those pigs.
We'll pass on the venison. We're going over to that side. We're going to give the dog a bit of a run each. No, you need to go catch a bit of a pig, eh? But there's the pigs over there. We want to head over that side and get the dogs on the pigs. Try and get onto them without them spooking off. These deer are just grazing over here.
That's what I was going to go into there. I was going to go in there. But that's where a big pig was. But the big ball will be in there.
Big ball will be on that side, he reckons.
Pigs are across there.
Big ball will be over there.
We dropped down, cut across the creek, and came up the other side, trying to get the dogs on the scent. When we got there, the pigs had taken off, and they'd taken off into the bush, so me and Papa ended up going for a bit of a hikoi around a big trek and doing a bit of a scout mission.
Keeps a picture, keeps a sign on it. Hopefully we bump into something soon. This one here, it's a silverjack berry. Good to eat. A big seed, but you can chew it like tastes like a silverjack berry tastes like a walnut. What's that one there, Papa?
This one here's the pig.
That's a totara.
Those are ones they select for carving in.
Carving.
Meeting house.
Yeah, look at it, it's straight as.
I lighted a little fire on the top because it's easy to burn and then chip away. Little fires on top of it.
That's for the canoe.
Yeah.
Making
Canoes and for the main front of the house, or the meeting house.
Oh, yep.
Big slabs they carve on.
soft. It's a kahika tia. How can you tell that, Papa?
By the leaves.
The leaves. Oh, what's this? This is a tawa, eh? This is a tawa tree. See that? The tawa's always got these leaves here. And the tawa is good for starting your fire, eh? There's heaps of metal berries here. Metal berries. Oh, look at all these metal berries.
Yeah. He's been eating tea all the shit around here.
Yeah.
Shit.
Far out, this is the jackpot.
Yeah.
Taking out.
Beautiful stuffing, eh? Stuffing.
So after my lesson in tree identification and a little bit of berry foraging,
Oh, berries in the
we came across some more sign and we had a good feeling, Papa had a good feeling that we were on the right track.
They should be in good nick too. Papa reckons. We're back in their home territory, Papa reckons. There's a pig around here somewhere. Just saw some fresh sign. Yeah, good sized pig too. But it's a bit of a mission with all these deer and
Couldn't quite get onto that pig, so we ended up pulling up for a bit of smoko.
smoke at a time.
Had a bit of a bite to eat, then carried on our way back out to the farmland.
We've been walking for about 4 hours, eh? Bit of a loop. Now we've popped out into the walked back into that country back there. Not right up to that high ridge, but sort of in the base there. Yeah, Papa's been here many times. This is his old stomping grounds. That's where we saw the pigs. Right over there on that clearing over there. They're here. Just got to get our dog warmed up a bit.
We reconnected up with Uncle Harry, made our way back to our home base and started getting all set up for the night.
New update where this is the new
That shifted into a
the
3-star one.
3-star. You stayed in there a few times, eh, Pablo?
Yeah.
Many times. Camping this old girl many a day, many a nights. Right on, finally. Bit of a recap on the day. Pretty big day actually. We saw those pigs this morning, shot off into the bush, did a big loop around. Obviously me and Papa didn't have any luck on bumping into any pigs. We bumped into heaps of deer. You know, deeper than just the hunting level, there's the self-awareness level that I'm going through as well, which is feeling real powerful at the moment now that I'm back here at home base. It's a lot more than just not wearing shoes and grounding, eh? It's about being aware of yourself and your focus and your attention when you're walking, looking at where you're stepping, and all of these other beautiful gifts that come through self-awareness. About to get ready to hit the bed and hit the sack whānau, and then plan for tomorrow morning is we're going to get up super early and head back over to the back corner there in those clearings, and I'm going to go on a big hikoi with the dogs and see if I can not come back until I catch us a pig. So that's us whānau. Morena whānau. It's about coming on 7 o'clock at the moment. The sun's just coming up, so we're gearing up, getting ready, and we're gonna head back to that paddock where we saw those pigs and have another crack this morning, see if we can get onto them. We're up a bit earlier this morning, so hopefully they're a little bit further out into the paddock, and we'll see how we get on. Papi and Uncle just getting their gears ready. We're up about 3:30 this morning. The wind's good this morning too, it's blowing in our face, which is going to be good for the dogs being able to pick up the scent. So here we go, whānau. Hopefully going to be seeing a bit of pork today, taking home a bit of a kai for the whānau. Cheers. All hinds.
All right. Wrong colour.
Come on, baby, focus. Yeah, gotcha.
Wrong colour, guys.
Seemed as though we'd picked the perfect weekend to go for a hunt. The weather was absolutely stunning,
Right.
and we had no idea on what we were in store for.
Holy Rick, 2, 4,
Pun
6,
intended.
8, 10, 12. Some with their heads still down, bums out feeding. Morena, 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 morena.
Morena.
Oh, look at that sun coming out.
Oh, look at that. That's a good picture of
Oh,
it, mate.
that's beautiful. Oh, there he is. There's the stag.
He's come out of
He's about 6 or 7. Oh, there's a couple of
good stags there.
yeah, a couple of heads there. Look at that stag there. He's just chilling. Beautiful. Oh, whoa, on the other side. Whoa. Holy moly. Can't even keep count. Shit, look at all those deer. Look at that DOV. DOV back into the Mahiri. Oh, cut it out. Oh, oh, cut it out. Holy shit, there'd be 100 easy. Oh, you're kidding. Oh, and we're supposed to be walking back that way with the dog?
No, we won't do that. It's not a good idea. No. There's a good 100 just running through there.
Just a lazy 100. Here comes this other mob from this left side that we just finished looking at too.
They're just running down now.
Yeah, they're just coming across now.
With the black one. See that dark thing?
Yeah, I can't really see him that well. Here comes this other mob.
100 just gone through.
Yeah, 100 just went through and what's going through now?
It's another cozy.
2 or 4 or 6.
Oh, here comes the stags. Yeah, that's the stags now coming through. Ooh, the 2 big stags at the back just sort of cruising through. Just cruising through. Right down the bottom when they're coming through now. You see them, they're strutting. They're strutting. Just gonna go past, yep, they're starting to trot now. Just heading out onto that clearing. Just heading out onto the clearing now. That's the stags, those two big white ones. Oh no, look there. There's more, another mob of them.
Shit, those are good sized hinds. Good size, eh?
Oh look, they're having a scrap.
Yeah.
Those stags are having a scrap.
Oh yeah, right on the edge of the bush there.
Whoa.
Yeah, they go, look.
Sure.
Lining up one another. They got too many hinds.
What do you reckon, Papa? Is that one of the biggest mobs you've seen, or?
I've seen like over the years.
Yeah.
Oh no, some big mobs.
Oh, seen bigger mobs in there. Oh no, another mob.
After enjoying that beautiful morning, watching those animals, our relentless hunt for the elusive porky continues. We carried on up the track a bit further and we just bumped into more deer, so we decided to try and ping one off that was close to the track.
Yep, he's down, he's hit.
With a bit of venison on board, we were pretty stoked to be going home with a kai, but we weren't going to give up on the pork just yet. We had hatched a plan to head over the other side and carry on up their track where we saw those pigs the day before. As soon as we got inside the bush edge, we saw some fresh sign and knew the pigs weren't too far away. Snow also showed some real keenness, so it was only a matter of time before we'd bump into a bit of a pork. Shortly after, Snow caught this young pig and we finally got us a little bit of pork to take home. This young pig obviously wasn't going to be enough to feed both of our whānau, so I left it with Papa. He singed it and I carried on up the track, seeing if I could bump into something a little bit bigger.
Snow's doing. He's working in this area here. He's showing a bit of interest. The sun just starting to creep through. And we've made a decision to come up to about 600 meters. There's a big ridge that comes up here. We've come up to about 600 meters and I'm just sidling along this face and we're sort of zigzagging up and down the face to see if he can pick up the scent on any of these pigs that are in the area, because we know there's pigs here. There's some good sized pigs here too, but it's just a matter of getting them onto them. So here we go.
We hunted along this face right into the afternoon and ended up popping back out on a track further down.
Oh man, Snow.
No luck on a big pig.
Have just popped out on this track quite a way down where our camp is just over here, so we sort of worked that face, weaving up and down through that face there, working on those that nice flat country. There's lots of sign everywhere, so they can't be too far away. I think old Snow needs a good mate, a good finder, and we definitely would have been on some pigs, I reckon. But he's still warming up. He doesn't get out enough, so another couple of days in here running around these hills, I reckon he'll be on. Just need to have some patience and see how we go. Supposed to be going back out tomorrow, but I'll take Snow back out for another hunt this evening. I wouldn't mind going for a look up the river though. There's a mean posse up there where I shot my last pig when we came up here, and there's always a bit of rooting and stuff around there, so there's some good sign up there too. Who knows, might go out for a bit of an arvo sniff up there, because that could be a good spot for him to get onto a pig.
I decided to give it a bit of a crack further upriver to see if I could get Snow on a good pig, as we were going home the next day and we wanted to fill our freezers with some good, nice, healthy wild pork. Just as I came across the river, I looked ahead and saw a couple of deer come out onto the riverbed. Me and the dogs snuck up slowly, and this is what happened.
Beautiful yearling. Look at it, it's beautiful. That's a neck shot too. Oh, bloody on point that. Beautiful. Tēnā koe Divine Universe. Thank you. Beautiful. Okay. There you go, Uncle Harry. She's on point, the old ticker. She's on point.
Just like that, we had a couple of beautiful young venison and a good chance to give the bros jacket a bit of a run for his money.
And I really actually enjoyed this jacket. Yeah, all in all, cheers brother Owen for this jacket. This is the first time I've given a bit of a bash, especially it being coming into winter. Geez, a little bit makariri. A little bit makariri over here in the woodlands. So, nah, she's me.
Well, we definitely weren't going home empty-handed, but we were still after a good bit of pork to take home for the whānau. So let's just hope the next day was going to provide. Right, it's our last day and we're going home. We're supposed to be going home today. We got up early this day and shot straight off into the bush to have one last crack at some pork. Straight away we bumped into some good fresh sign and our day was looking pretty promising. Papa decided he wanted to take the dogs for a look up an old track that he used to use when he was possum trapping, and he also wanted to explain a little bit of the history to me about the area. He helped me identify certain landmarks like ridges and points, and he explained where they led to. He also went into detail where I can find certain types of bush, like mixed forest or certain areas that have more tawa, areas that have more MIRO, and all of those places that I'm more likely to find kai at certain times of the year. Not too long after our little hikoi there, I looked across and saw some pigs over on a clearing in the distance. So I hustled it quick, took the dogs over there and cut around behind them, hoping to pop out and give them a bit of a surprise attack. As soon as I started making ground on them, Snow took off before Uri, the pup. He took off into the bush. I had Uri next to me trying to get her keen to go and chase, to go and work with Snow, but she wouldn't go, so I bolted it down the hill and popped out on the clearing. Just as I came out onto the clearing, there was a couple of big sows making their way back into the bush, and I just so happened to bump into them with Uri. Uri has never seen a pig before, so she was sort of a bit confused as what to do, but I was calling her on, and a little bit of a tussle with her and the pig. She just got stuck in too much. We ended up scoring this nice sow for the whānau and took it back home and singed it up, and we were 3 happy campers heading home with a good load of kai. After a full-on 4 days, we finally go home with what we came for. Nice bit of pork and some beautiful young
Uri's first pig to match Uncle Harry's dog.
Thank you for watching whānau. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you've liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe. If you're keen to support the kaupapa and help me keep pumping out edits like this, jump on Patreon and become a part of the Whānau Foundation.
The end result of our weekend. You enjoy that weekend, Papa? Yeah. One of the better weekends. Saw that big mob of deer. Snow over the back. Nice big hind. Fat too. Good nick, eh?
Yeah, that's good.
Look at that. Fat on the back. So snowy. Nice young.